fall vixen vibes. Here we come. Hey you! What up? I'm Maryam. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. In today's video, I'm doing another eyeshadow palette review. This time, it's the NATASHA DENONA GLAM palette. I just received the PR package in the mail this morning. Let's open her up for the first time on camera as we speak. Here we have the palette. She is looking really cool and very glam. There's lots of shimmery shades, lots of cool and neutral shades. So this would be the perfect palette to create a really over-the-top glamorous look with, or a super simple neutral for those of you who love cools and neutrals. So without further ado, I'm gonna test this out on camera. I'm gonna do some swatches with the swatch model. I'm gonna create a look. I think I wanna go all out. I wanna do something really glamorous, and of course give you guys a verdict at the end. Deal? Deal. Subscribe if you aren't already. Hit that notification bell so you can see all of my Wednesdays and Sundays videos. And now let's get to it. NATASHA DENONA GLAM palette. How cool are you? All right, so 15 shades. This, I believe, is a $60 palette. $65, I stand corrected. Available online and in stores at Beautylish September 14th and 16th respectively. So here we have a bunch of shimmery shades, a bunch of matte shades, and also I have this really cool card right here which shows you the original composition of the palette, the way that these eyeshadow pans are situated within the palette, but because they're magnetic, you can actually reorganize them to make it suitable for your complexion. So for example, for a dark skin tone, for a medium skin tone, and or for a light skin tone. I'm actually gonna take a picture of this very card and I'm just gonna plop it up here so you could take a look. But the reason why this works is because the eyeshadows are numbered, but the palette actually has instructions instead of names as to where to apply the eyeshadow. So here would be the center eyelid, outer eyelid, inner corner, crease, transition, and so on and so forth. So depending on how you arrange these colors within the palette will be suitable for your skin tone. This is actually genius. And let's see how easy it is to get these pans out of here. I'm gonna take my little tweezer. Oh my, because I really do not want to hurt the palette. They don't really make it easy for you to get in there and get this thing out, but I guess with a tiny little tweezer. Tell me you didn't crush. She didn't crush. She's still intact. My God, my heart just dropped to the floor along with this eyeshadow. All right, so this particular shade is labeled as shade 5 in the original composition. So then in the deeper skin tone category, this would be an inner corner shade right here. For the medium skin tone, this would be a brow bone shade right here. And then for the light skin tone variation, well, it would go back to the transition. Bloop. I think I'm just gonna keep the original composition of the palette. Without further ado, you know what time it is? It's swatch model time. Is the perfect
swatch model time.
Yeah. All right, we are swatching some NATASHA DENONA GLAM palette eyeshadow shades today. Starting with this one here. Boom shakalaka.
Is that the name? Boom shakalaka? Oh no, that's center eyelid, outer eyelid.
How beautiful are these two? My God. These are like little name instructions. See, but you can rearrange them for different skin tones, so it's actually kind of smart. Look at that.
Yeah, I'm like reading all the, so this is like, is this for like a palette for people who don't know how to put on makeup?
It makes it easier for those who don't really know how to place makeup, yes. Isn't that thoughtful and clever?
Very. I'm sure the palette isn't cheap, so the last thing you want to do is like spend money and not know how to use it.
Word. But still, it's helpful to watch YouTube videos. Listen, if I'm out of a job, you're out of a job, swatch model. All right, I'm actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna swatch like 4 at a time and then like swipe 4 at a time. All right, swatched 4, and now we are going to place them and swipe them. How's that? That's not bad. Wow, that's a new technique I just developed. Those mattes are actually pretty impressive. They feel very velvety.
There's like no drag though. It doesn't even feel like a matte.
Right?
Yeah, usually the mattes that are swiped on my flesh have like a dry, chalky feel to them, but not NATASHA's. Not
NATASHA's, never NATASHA's. Boom, 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 boom. And let's swatch a roux. Oh my God.
Wow, look at that. That is crazy.
What? And there's still so much pigment left on my fingers. And we just got these last 2 left. And let's go.
The colors are so pretty.
Amazing, right?
Yeah. Bye.
Yes, so now that we've swatched, now that we know the color story, now we can easily get into the look. So from the swatches, I was able to tell that the formula remains the same, just beautiful, silky, buttery, heavily emolliented. Gives that good satisfactory slide, you know, that perfect glide. The mattes are excellent, very velvety, very pigmented. I mean, what more can you ask for? Again, swatches aren't everything. A lot of people actually prefer brush swatches on the arm, so let me know if this is something that you'd like for me to attempt. I personally don't conduct swatches for the purpose of being able to tell the quality of an eyeshadow. I really don't think that it's a telltale sign of how an eyeshadow would apply to your actual eye. No one glides the eyeshadow across their lid, unless of course you're applying it with your finger and you're using patting motions, but still no one uses that much force, right? So for today, I want to do something dramatic, like I said, because this is a glam palette, so I want to create a glam look. I already kind of put on this like very glamorous looking sweater. I'll link it down below for you guys in case you're interested, but I feel like this sweater is just so cute. And it's like a little crop, see that? I am looking for my eyeshadow primer. FENTY is the name. Pro Filter Primer is the game. Just gonna provide a bit of a base. Not that Natasha shadows need a base, but you know what? My primer was already here in my tray in front of me, so I might as well just use it. And because my lids are so oily, I personally am someone whose skin requires that extra layer of protection between the makeup and my actual oils. Let us start a little backwards. I'm gonna dip this little short shader E20 from Sigma brush into this shade here, which is meant for the lash line, and it's actually meant for the lash line regardless of what skin tone you are, so this is the deepest shade in the palette. The first thing that I'm going to do is shade this area that's very, very close to my lash line. Just gonna pack this color on. As you can see, it adheres really, really easily. Not being precise here, I'm not trying to create like a really thin line of liner in the inner corner and then wing it out in the outer corner. In fact, I'm going to start thickening that line and thickening that whole shape. Don't worry if you're not super precise. I'm not being super precise. I'm just deepening and darkening and deepening and darkening this area. So I'm going right directly to my crease, not too much past the crease. On someone with a larger lid, this would probably almost look like a thick eyeliner. On me, this just takes up the entire space of my lid. Pinch of fallout with this eyeshadow. Literally, maybe like 2 little crumbs. Next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use the edge of that same brush and kind of just like sharpen and lift that outer portion in a wing. And I'm also going to connect that to my lower lash line. All right, so let's talk about cooler shadows for a sec. In the last few years, I've noticed that there's been a big trend for warm eyeshadows, for warm skin tones, for just like gold and bronze, and everything has been leaning towards that spectrum. However, cooler tones are actually extremely flattering on warmer skin tones because they pop against a warm skin tone. So me being someone who has a very warm golden undertone type of skin tone can actually benefit a lot from wearing a cooler eyeshadow. It really does create more of a pop against brown eyes, against my golden toned skin. And in fact, it can be seen as more glamorous because if I were to do a bronzy golden kind of glamorous look, it would actually blend in with my skin tone more than it would pop. Therefore, if you want something to pop, go the opposite. If you've been subscribed to my channel for a while, then you've probably heard me talk about this notion before. And you've also probably heard me say that cool shadows are coming back, mark my words. Okay, so now that I have this basic kind of messy cat eye shape happening, I'm gonna take a little stiff brush like this. Although it's stiff, it's kind of wide on one side and a little bit narrower on the other side. So this is just gonna help me kind of erase any harshness and just smooth everything out. So before applying the next eyeshadow, I am going to just smooth out this whole area here. I'm using that erase method that I've showed you guys in my previous couple of videos. This brush is from Tease Trendy Cosmetics, but I'm sure you can find it anywhere. Next thing I want to do is use a precise little brush, like this long comb, blending tip eyeshadow. I'm going to pick up this shade that is labeled as Smoke, which is also the smoke for medium skin tones. For lighter skin tones, this is an outer eyelid color, and for deeper skin tones, this is a crease color. Basically, I am going to layer that shade right on top of that area that I just erased, like that. I'm using a handheld mirror today because Natasha Denona eyeshadow palettes are a bit on the heavy side, which makes them feel extremely Extremely Luxe. So it's one of those palettes that's not super heavy, but it just feels better when it's sitting on the table in front of you rather than actually holding onto it. Although the mirror here is just so undeniably amazing. You know what? I might as well just give it a go, at least for an easy step like this. All right, so you saw what I did there. Basically just apply this eyeshadow color, kind of choppy, not too precisely, but I'm gonna blend this one out too. That's the whole technique. Just apply and then blend, apply and then blend. So I want there to be a gradient from the lash line all the way to the brow. That is how I'm keeping it glam today. I'm gonna use the same brush and just blend that out a pinch. I'm gonna re-emphasize some of the parts where I might have lost that darkness with a darker shadow. The next thing I'm gonna do is pick up Sigma Blending E36. This is a really small little brush. Super, super fluffy, almost flimsy type of fluffy. I'm gonna reach into this blend shade. Not gonna go for the crease. It's just a little too cool for what I'm going for. I feel like I have a lot of cool happening already, so now I just need to neutralize it a bit, and this shade is perfect. So this blend shade would be the transition shade for deeper skin tones or medium skin tones, and it would be a blend for lighter skin tones. But of course, you don't have to listen to these instructions. You can just apply your shadows however you feel like applying them, because after all, makeup is an art form. I truly believe that. Going to add a bit more of that shadow underneath my lower lash line, kind of just like to the inner corner. And now let's go for the other eye. I have another really, really annoying pimple right here under my brow, which is such an unusual place to get a pimple, but I think it's because I tried a new eye cream that probably didn't really agree with me. All right, so now I am just blending, 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 blending. Notice that all the eyeshadows that I've used so far have all been mattes. I've used 3 so far, and I mean, they're all working great together. If you want a dark brown, matte, smoky eye that's not too shimmery or not shimmery at all, you could probably stop right here. Just add some liner, lashes, and you're good to go. But I'm gonna take it a notch further, which is why I'm continuing to blend and continuing to build on top of this. I think it's far easier to create a smoky eye look when you start at the lash line and then build upwards, as opposed to starting with the crease, blending out the crease, and then doing your lid. I think it's easier to mess up this way. But when you start from the bottom and kind of build to the top, and you really see what you're working with, and I think it's a little bit more intuitive. At least for me. It's definitely less messy. Speaking of messy, this is only my second time whisking away my fallout. Literally just like a couple of tiny little flecks. But the smoky eye is looking so moody right now. I'm feeling it, you guys. I'm gonna re-emphasize my lower lash line once more with that deeper shadow, making sure that they connect. Fire. For the brow bone and for the inner corner, I want to do the same color so that they can match. So I'm thinking, let's go for something subtle. How about this one right here? That is poppin'. So poppin'. I just love how easily it applies with this soft little brush. That is amazing. That just like opened up my whole eye look, my whole entire face. Gonna use the same shade for the brow bone, applying that right directly underneath my arch, and then just flicking that outwards to meet with my future highlight. Obviously, I'm not coming close to the zit. That is really very dramatic and very satisfying. Just love how easily that blended out. I'm gonna take another clean brush. This one is the FENTY blending brush. Also kind of flat on one side and then kind of fluffy on the other side. I'm just gonna use the tip, blend that out, and to clean that up. Because you don't want it to be a super harsh line of highlighter. You still want it to be a little lit from within, even though this is like really lit. I'm gonna pick up a little bit of that blend shade, this one, and then kind of just like run that close to the border of the highlighter, and then just continue to layer the two. All right, so the next thing I want to do is I actually want to go for this very neutral gold here. This one is meant for the center eyelid on pretty much all the different compositions. And I think instead of applying that one with a brush, I'm gonna use my finger to plop that to the very center. So over the dark base, do you see? It's going to look a little bit transparent. So then what I like to do is add a bit more just to the very, very center, and then blend out the edges with the first finger. And that is what you call an easy sunset eye. Let's do that on the other eye. First, just stamping that to the center, and then with my second finger, just intensifying the very center. Hope that makes sense. And then blending out like that. All right, if you feel like you've applied too much, or sometimes it's really hard to see what you're doing when you're actually covering your eye with your finger, just like to take a little brush and kind of just perfect it. And that is very, very glam. I'm gonna add the same shade to the lower lash line, but I'm gonna use a brush and just place it like that for a bit of shimmer. I'm gonna intensify a bit more of that outer corner with that first deepest shade, just to make sure that this is still dark and deep and still very smoky. Okay, so you see how we just built all of that up? You could have probably stopped at any of the steps that I completed in this eye look and it would have probably looked great as is. Even without the metallics, even just the matte shades alone would have been a really great smoky eye look. But I really wanted to show you how versatile these shades are and how you can pretty much do anything with them because they are so neutral. I'm gonna curl my lower lashes. I'm gonna use this Wet n Wild retractable gel liner for the waterline. Now this is a black pencil liner, but not a very pigmented one. Hello. Just gonna line my waterline here for that extra bit of glam and drama. I don't always go for a black pencil in the waterline, but when I do, it's always for a glam makeup look. I'm gonna add some mascara, Essence Bye Bye Panda Eyes. I'm gonna go for these It's a Look by Patrick Ta X House of Lashes. I've worn these before, I think in my Huda Beauty Haze Obsessions review. Check it out up here. I love that look so much, but this one might be my new fave. Gonna allow that lash glue to dry real quick, and I'm moving on to lips. For the lips today, you guys, I am thinking something dark, something cool, something perhaps a little purpley. So I'm gonna reach for this Tinted Huestick in Free. It's a beautiful magenta purple. I'm gonna use a little smudge brush for the lip brush. All right, then I'm gonna fill in the shape. All right, guys, I've just applied my gloss to finish off this look. And although we have the footage of this final look, there is no audio. So please excuse this voiceover. This isn't how I typically like to conduct my verdicts on products, but we made an honest mistake. So in Team Truth style, I have to acknowledge it and try to make the best of it. So sorry for that, guys. And now for the verdict. I thought the Glam Palette by Natasha Denona exceeded my expectations. The quality was superb per usual. Both the mattes and the metallics performed seamlessly. Going into this review, I knew that I was going to like the cooler tone of this palette because it would pop against my skin tone, which is warmer, and it did not disappoint one bit. So, drumroll, I give this palette a 9.6 out of 10. Totally worth the $65 in my opinion. Very wearable, versatile, and universal. All right, you guys, that is my verdict. Again, so sorry for the voiceover. Please check out my latest video on the bottom right and one that you may love on the top right. I love you guys. Mwah.